Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back here. Another day of Astro Gravitational Report and Wisdom for you. Hopefully, this helps you in your life. You guys need some personal readings for it or discussion about to understand your chart as who you are. You can look at it into descriptions of the channel and contact here. And I want to say, guys, welcome to the new subscribers. I'm happy that you are subscribing here. And talking about today, as you see the picture um, of the beginning of the video, it's that pressure cooker. That pressure cooker begins with that full moon, and today the moon is gonna be facing Venus. Be mindful about this mother-daughter childhood situations is in there. I'm talking about childhood because Venus is at Leo. That's the fifth house. That's the fifth year, the 18th year in your life. And the moon currently at Aquarius, it is about evolution. This is about to do something very special. Pluto, in its own way, can create a lot of, in a sort, like, mm, I don't want to say chaos. It's not a chaos. It's a trying to pinpoint it to that proper energy. This is kind of like a review in there. When something doesn't work, you making a step back. Maybe some of you is gonna be looking to the past in there to review what the things there will be. And at 7 o'clock in the morning, because you see this energy there, Pluto is squaring the midheaven. There is something in your mind can tell you that some certain work has not been done for it. Midheaven is in divine energies with Lilith. That maybe has to do something within the relationship shadow inner work. I'm talking about the mean Lilith, while the true Lilith is in Virgo. There's gonna be some divine energies with the true Lilith from the moon, even they are very little, but they are gonna be increased over the day. But overall, the energy of this pressure cooking up here to it, that is gonna come in that the moon is gonna be facing, first of all, it's gonna be facing Venus, but then she's gonna be opposing Mercury and she's gonna boiling Mars. During this day, especially until the late afternoon, the things is gonna begin to boil. Question is don't boil over situations in there, particularly like we are talking about, particularly like 8, 9 o'clock, because that pressure is gonna begin to cook for it. And be mindful about work relations issues that can be rising up with that, but also your personality with in yourself. So the moon is going to be asking you to reinnovate things, to look at things the new way. You may be facing challenges with all this in there, but those challenges they have purpose because the problems shows you the area of concerns and growth. Please be mindful about this for it. So at 7 o'clock energy, the ascendant is going to be at Leo, and that energy is going to be asking you to seek some wisdom. As you see, the ascendant is in divine energies with Saturn in there, and pretty soon the moon is going to be going in there. It gives you that visions of these confrontations between mother-daughter situation growing up and so on, that is going to be gained some wisdom, learning from within yourself, growing within yourself. And that is the purpose, you to grow the love from within. So there is gonna be a lot of energies in the playground in there to it, but at 7 o'clock in the morning, that midheaven at Capricorn is about the work, and be mindful about this Pluto Sun opposition, authority, bosses, leaders, and so on and so on. What is that that you need to change from within you? Okay, do you have a respect towards your bosses? And does your bosses have a respect towards you? This can be kind of like a really kicked in there as the sun today. It's gonna be moving into Leo. So happy birthday, Leos, to all of you out there. All right, so 8 o'clock energies, the midheaven, it's gonna be moving at 18 degrees of Capricorn. That is at the time of the work. Of course, the moon, it's gonna be squaring right there with Venus. It's kind of like you go into work, but you don't love your job. There is no love in there. There is no things in there. There is no this environment like 30, 40, 50 years ago when actually when you are working there, there was this people were socializing at work. They had a very good relationship. Everyone, they know their responsibility, and there was a mutual respect. Right now, kind of like those things are kind of like a fade out. And right now, it's more about I'm the boss. You do as I told you. Nobody pays you to think. Nobody's asking you how to make it better. This is what the procedures are, and you follow it. Here is that begins more like kind of like owner slave situations in there. And since the moon is at Aquarius, and that is squaring Venus in there, this is what I'm talking about. That some of you may be, been triggered with that at 8 o'clock because that energy at 9 o'clock that it's gonna come in as we are talking about it, uh, that is gonna be passing through Mars. And with Mars entering Gemini, there is it about this social work. You're good with me, I'm good with you. You're bad with me, I'm gonna be bad with you. But when you demanding the people to be good, when you mess it up, and that affects their life. For example, when you mess it up something at work and your boss is be nice and friendly, but you messed it up. Now, did you mess it up? You made a problem of your boss, his job, and he facing complications whose fault that is. That is a kind of like a situations you need to look at it inside from within yourself. And Pluto is going to be coming in and brings that under the surface and to kind of like rise it up with those energies. And you're going to be seeing it throughout the day that particularly this kind of like emotions, they're going to come in powerfully. In a personal level, it's very good growth, a lot of healing. The true Lilith, it is working at her own destiny. That is a very good divine energies from the moon and the North Node. We're talking about Aquarius and Leo's energy, Aquarius and Aries energy. I'm sorry, towards Virgo. There is about this inner work that has to come in there, and that work is going to be rising later on in about 5 hours. You're going to be working with this energy, but right now it's coming into you as a preview with yourself. All right, talking about the next hour, this is going to be 10 o'clock in the morning. Saturn is going to be facing this midheaven square in there. And you can see a limit. Either you have a limit or people's limits. It's kind of like a wisdom. Saturn doesn't have any other aspect, which is right now, it's kind of like I told you what I need to told you. You need to do things. I don't want to told you anything anymore. Be mindful about this closeness because Saturn right now is retrograde and he's asking you to revise your values, your energies, your things that you know. How is your wisdom? Is your wisdom is correct? Is your wisdom is right? This can trigger some of the people, especially like you maybe feel like I have no wisdom. Be mindful about these situations because if you already learned things, now it's about you to perform things. It's not about times to learn things, and this is why Saturn. It's kind of like an energy of stepping out because A lot of the people learn. They fail to what? Perform. Performing what you learned. And you don't need to learn something if you have not fully performed on the previous things that you learned. So this is gonna be a kind of like a interesting energies that it's gonna walk in. 11 o'clock midheaven. It's gonna be at Cancer. That's gonna be divine energies of Pluto. You need to understand Pluto is again bringing this energies about family. Don't forget about it. The family is everyone in the earth. Is the society. You look at it, what's going on in the society. You're probably gonna see that, figure it out that the society is a reflection of what's going on inside of the family. And this is why we've been flooded with this kind of like family dynamics for it that actually were wrong, and we see them now within the society. Then where we have to fix the issues, go back into the family. As the ascendant goes into Libra, I'm gonna be talking about this a little bit in there. Balance. You need to learn that when the balance is not made properly and something is not correct, either you're looking at too much with the pink glasses in life, but you don't see the negative sides, then you hurt. The same time, if you have a negative emotions, negative stuff that goes on inside of it, you're not seeing the positive things. So one of the great things of as a internal therapies that the people do, and some of the psychologists, what it is yeah, you're good, you bad at this, and so on and so on, but you're also good at this, and this. So keep yourself in a positive, and little by little work on your side. So what happiness is within this balance. This balance right now, it's made by Lilith, Pluto, and Mars. We are talking about those are energies within the area, gonna feel in them. But all this, it's gonna be trigger yourself because descendant is um, at areas in there, and the midheaven is at the beginning of Cancer, asking for those cardinal changes to be made. But don't complicate things that the work is your family, because you are not in a control there. Okay? At work, your bosses is in control. It's the same way your bosses have to respect you, you have to respect them at the same pace. Okay? This is also falling within the Libra's energies because this is where the relationships are, which is including the work relationships. Next hour, which is this gonna be 12 o'clock, divine energies with the moon. The moon is getting much better. She's putting herself out to it. This is like, okay, I see what it is. I see what's wrong with the old patterns. I know what kind of actions I need to take. I need to go and grow. Moon, Jupiter, and right now South Node. They are in a very beautiful trine. This is gonna be in the air. You're gonna be feeling it of what you have been gained as experience in life. That is gonna comes in and create this balance for the growth within. That is a one of the warrior. It's gonna be grow within yourself. Let's be a friends. You're gonna be seeing it these positions. Very powerful energies is gonna come towards you. Be patient, but at the same time, this is like that pressure cooker. Imagine you open up the pressure cooker, you put all the ingredients in there, you put the meat, you put the veggies, you put all the spices in there, and now you're locking it up and you want to do everything fast. Okay? But what's gonna happen if that pressure cooker you put it in a very low fire so the things can get together, so the situations can get okay, and you create that pressures is in there, but you know what is the ingredients are, and the ingredients that is gonna be in there, you're gonna feeling it from within you. Okay, you're doing the old techniques of using the pressure cooker, but you're making it the pressure cooker with the slow cooker, and now you are not reinventing stuff. You're actually doing it in a smart, improved way. But thinking about it, what you're gonna be putting in your pot is your thoughts, it's your emotions, it's your situations that it's going on in there. And this is why the sun, when it moves to Leo, that is it about authority. And now the authority is home. Be mindful about government situations that you have. Be mindful about the respect towards a father figure, masculine energies in there, because with this intense energies that it's coming in for it, you are gonna have to deal with these positions. All right, here's what I'm talking about. This is gonna be at 1 o'clock. The midheaven. It's gonna be pretty much at the end of Cancer. Remind you about Pluto, but at the same time, the Sun is already at Leo. So that shift in there is particularly squaring towards Chiron. Unhealed patterns within yourself. For it, it's gonna comes in and rise up. The Sun falls off in the 10th house while the ascendant is at Libra in opposing Chiron. That unhealed patterns within yourself is going to be triggered for it, and it's going to show you where the area of concerns you needs to be. Work it out. So if you go back into that picture of the pressure cooker, you take that pressure cooker valve out there and let it come out for it. So the pressure cannot be built in there, but you still have to cook. You see, that is a what the moon is gonna become Zen at that Aquarius, because it's gonna be coming in and tells you, hey, we can do this different way, much better. Let's take it slow. Okay, let's take it slow. We know there's gonna be a pressure, but there has to be a relief valve. They have to relieve this pressure somewhere. And where are you gonna be relieving the pressure for within? In your emotions, in your wisdom. The ascendant is gonna show you, look, the wisdom, you know how to do it. All you have to do is what? Do it. All right. Talking about the next hour, the ascendant goes into a Scorpio, and now midheaven it's with Venus. Guys, that is going to bring that energy of looking at inside of what you need to mature against these new positions. Be mindful of those emotions in there. Particularly, I'm paying attentions to the mother-daughter situations in there. To it, yes, the energy is going to be calling of the daughter to rise up, to matures in there to it. But don't forget about it, the moon is in Aquarius. The moon there, it's rebellious. The moon there is like this kind of like an energy that it kind of comes in and affecting with this. Also, your emotions about love. It could be a negative at this time. But if you grew, if you matured enough in there, that is going to come from the moon trining Jupiter and the midheaven sextiling Jupiter. That's what this is. Okay, we have problems, but hey, mom, can we be friends? Yeah, we have the issues, but my dear daughter can be a friends. Can we talk friendly? Yes, you can, unless you are. And these energies of Mercury that it's squaring Mars and Uranus is like, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to see this. I don't want. And this is why the Mars, when it walks in within the Gemini, he's got a great energies first with Pluto, great energies with the visions, great energies with the authority. So Mars right now, it's taking the charge, having that courage and that divine energies to look at it within the shadow without any prejudgments. But Pluto, the Sun, and the Ascendant put this additional pressure. You need to relieve it somewhere. And where are you going to be relieving it? Healing those patterns, healing these energies, because Chiron and Mercury right now is asking about this. You to heal, you to have the proper communications to understand. And you need to understand there is nothing shameful about talking and to express the deep things, because they asking to be addressed. And you're gonna be doing this the next hour because midheaven it's gonna be with Mercury in there, as you see it in your chart for it. That is a this Pluto Neptune yacht. You need to communicate. You need to express this because otherwise, if you don't express it, you go into a war within your internal self. That is a war within the internal self can turn to easily to a war even at work because midheaven that's the inner work that you're doing for it. And if you're at work, that's how it's gonna be. But if you put these divine energies inside of you, you're telling it this, you're gonna be able to solve and resolve not only professionally wise, but personally wise from within you. Okay. All right. Talking about the next hour, this is a when at the midheaven is going to be at Virgo. That is going to be a squaring Mars. Something with Saturn that it has to be coming in. The ascendant that is at Scorpio. It's divine energies with Chiron. Chiron is going to be like, hey, look at all that crap inside of you that you've been holding for so long. Mercury is like, hey, look at that universe. It's trying to tell you something. So there's gonna be a lot of boiling temperatures is gonna be coming in to it, and with those boiling temperatures too, uh, the need of kind of like relieving your emotions, and that is gonna comes in from the midheaven divine energies with the moon. It is about let's relieve the pressure, and it's the same thing the warrior inside of you, which is going to be expressed by the ascendant of Scorpio. That is going to be let's relieve the pressure with wisdom. Okay, you already know that graph. You've seen it. This chart to it. Yeah, it's very beautiful. For every problem, there is a solution. And every evolution is going to be asking you to seek a problems to resolve it. And if your problem comes in a rise up inside of you, what is that is? If you fear to be a vulnerable as a masculine energies, it's going to be asking you to be a vulnerable. It's the same way if you're a feminine energies, but you're acting and reacting kind of based of the trauma, isn't there. When I see a powerful masculine, you're gonna be acting from fear. You're gonna be afraid to be with this masculine. It's the same time if this masculine energies has been living in the trauma and the drama and only needs and asking to fulfill his needs. Now you have to be more vulnerable in there as a masculine energies to understand it, these positions. So this is gonna be a very interesting moment and a balance in there. Be mindful about this negative talks that kind of comes in. We're talking about Lilith. It's very close to the North Node there. It's like 8 degrees in there with the South Node. I'm sorry, but at the same time, it's going to be opposing the North Node, and this can begin to feel like something's coming up, something is gonna be going on, and so on. You're gonna see it when a both two Liliths are gonna coming together. I think that they were coming in about 2 months from now. They're gonna be back and forth together within Virgo Libra situations, and together with the North Nodes. That is like when you do the inner work as high as it can be. Okay. All right. Talking about 6 o'clock in the afternoon for it, probably this is going to be the time that you're home. You're looking at the wisdom, powerful energy from the ascendant that it's coming in, but it's like I need to grow in some areas. And that areas is going to comes in and the growth with this proper energies. A lot of love, beautiful energies with Venus. Venus is in sextile the midheaven there. It's at Libra. Beautiful energies with the ascendant that it's coming arising. in there, and the ascendant is a beautiful energies with the North Node. And since the Venus is at trinic with the North Node and the Moon is there, creates this beautiful kite, guys. Okay, so that point of that inner work, you're gonna begin to smell like what you're cooking now. You're gonna be able to see uh, the beauty, the smell, the taste of life. It's not that bad. So now you're practicing what I was saying a few hours ago. You counterbalance the negative stuff with a positive. So that way you are balanced within yourself. Because if you keep the negative stuff within you, then that negative stuff attracting more negative stuff, and you're gonna be able to see only negative stuff in life. But when you counterbalance yourself, you find the balance. You may see something is not good, something is not right within life, but you also see the good side of life, and then you're gonna be able to maintain the balance inside of you because midheaven is at Libra. Very beautiful time for the relationships. Of course, there's going to be some challenges in there at Scorpio. You see this as the ascendant comes in at Sag, but also the midheaven it's walking with Scorpio. That is squaring the authority and Pluto. Trying not to be too much within that authorities in there. Try not to stay too much. I'm in control. Use your divine masculine energies in there. Talking about Mars, don't create wars because right now Mars and Uranus, they put this, you see it in your chart. I'm talking about this whole area right here in Jupiter. Everything is positive, but you're dealing with negative stuff. And this is why you need to make this the previous hour, you need to make the counterbalance. So when you're facing the shadow, when you're facing something that is not good, you to be like, I'm gonna be okay, everything's gonna be okay. And Mars telling you, let's be friends, okay? I mean, he's putting the authority together. He's putting Lilith together. He's putting Pluto together. He's putting Neptune together. Okay, you put yourself together, but this is the pressure cooker. You put that ingredients in there, and if you put negative thoughts when you're cooking, the cooking is gonna be a negative. If you put your positive cooking, you put the love and slow and put that and go check it out every 5 minutes. And you're like, oh, I need to add this, I need to add that. Oh, this is gonna be beautiful. How's the cooking there? How's the taste of what you cook? Right? But that's you. You're gonna be consumed that energy in there. It's the same thing as life. All right. Talking about 8 o'clock in there. This is going to be that midheaven squaring the moon and Venus. That energy is beginning to boil. For it, the ascendant says like divine work has to be done, and that is the divine work to remind you where the moon was. How's your emotions that you are processing in there? And seeing it that within midheaven, it's going to be at Scorpio going into the underworld, but trining with Saturn. Oh, I need to get wise. I need to go deep. If you do this in there, this is the most wisest thing. Don't ever look at things underneath, on the top of the surface. Oh, everything is beautiful and so on and so on. Oh, no, it's not. Go dive deep in there and you're going to see that can be even better, can be even greater. That is the power work that need to do at Scorpio. And talking about this energy at the next hour, which is going to be at 9 o'clock for it, the moon begins to square Uranus and Mars. That energy is going to begin to reflecting on Mercury. Midheaven is at Sag, that's squaring Mercury. And here is when the negative side are going to be spoken. What are you going to be doing if someone is at their negative side and so on and so on? Somebody comes in with negative side. and they put this negative, and you feel like you're picking up this negative energy. Counterbalance it. Counterbalance it within you. That is a what the transformations is asking. That is a the energy is when there is every problem, there is a solution. But if you don't listen it about the solution, you won't be able to do it because you want it in your own way. And this is that part of Aquarius. When the Aquarius is stamped from evolution. Do you know what happens when you tell an Aquarius, no, it cannot evolve? Oh, God bless your soul. This is the same thing when a Mars is a Taurus and you try to bug in the Taurus and like, hey, move out of here. You don't just eat. Oh, look at you. You're too fat. Oh, look at this and so on. Yeah, Mars is going to be looking and looking at, but you start pushing it down Mars, Mars comes over. It's the same thing for Aquarius that for them it's important to evolve. And now you're seeking at this energy, and you maybe get this energy of Uranus in there and a Mars that like I'm not evolving, I need to do something. Okay, but be careful with these communications because if you pointing the fingers, I'm not moving, I'm not going, I'm not this, and so on. Now you're building the pressure. Now that pressure it's gonna becomes in there because you're not evolving, and you're like, I need to do something. Oh, here's the pressure. You're gonna see that pressure first thing tomorrow morning when you get it. You see everything is going to be there as the moon. It's gonna be exiting Aquarius, and that's what I'm talking about right here. Okay, you see that red squares, all these planets, all these energies. It's really pointing towards Uranus and Mars, and those energies of Mercury and communications. Just be mindful. The whole world is gonna be negative. The whole world is gonna bring problems in the surface. The whole world is gonna be like everything is wrong. You're gonna be seeing it, and maybe a lot of negative news and so on through the world, through the political world, through the all these authorities and all that for. But if you during the day took that pressure valve in there, guess what? The pressure is gonna be escaping. But you're going to see it because you know in the pressure cooker, if the valve it's turned all the way in, when it reaches its maximum pressure, then it makes like right? But if you know that this is gonna be blowing up, open it up, take it off. The pressure is gonna be relieved. Even though that the pressure cooker is designed to cook under pressure for fast time, you're actually using it for slow cooking because that way you're understanding things. That this boiling moment when it comes in, what are you gonna get inside of yourself for it? So now it's 11 o'clock there. You see how the energy is just for a little bit of the ascent and it moves in. How much is it changed in there? Because you're gonna have to face these situations from within yourself. And this is where Mars and the Sun, the authority, comes in. And they're pointing out towards Capricorn, towards the work that is gonna be. And this is what I'm talking to you about, the work situations. Don't use your personality and putting towards your bosses and so on when you have your own things to deal with. Okay. But at the same time, you can find the courage, you can find the strength, you can listen to divine energies, you can do with the divine communications there for it, and that is gonna come with Mercury. Mercury begins to be a divine energies with Neptune, and the same time for it at 11 o'clock, you see it on your screen. The moon is already feels the pressure of communications. This is kind of like you're gonna be building this pressure even tomorrow. But today is the preparation for you that if you know that you're gonna facing pressures, take the relief valve. Find a way of venting out. But first, personally within you, and the second of all, venting from the other, from the society. So the world cannot be staying at this boiling, but the world can also need food to eat. That is great cook, love, and that is your life. Imagine your life is that food in there. How would you cook it? Slowly and with love. All right, guys, that's all I have for you. Thank you so much for watching, and come back tomorrow for another daily gravitational report and wisdom. Be love, guys. I'll see you later.